The 11th of July, Rabbi Furst, Pierke, Avos.
Good morning. This is Rabbi Shlomo Furst here, Yeshiva Tzalmanashi, as you mentioned, learning in Pierke Avos, the 6th parak, the 8th brisa there. As we'll see on our screen, the many different, 7 different wonderful characteristics of those who are indicative of those who are tzaddikim and talmidei chachamim. These 7, let's maybe just review it, and then we'll pick up where we left off. Would like to read any volunteers?
I do.
Yeah, I was
Sure.
going to say I'll volunteer Lou. But it beat me to
Okay.
Okay, so we've got Hanoi, beauty.
No, that's pronounced Noi. That's Noi.
Hanoi, beauty. The Hakoach, strength. The Ha'osher, wealth. The Kavod, honor. The His Chama, His Chama, I forget what that is.
That's Oshiva covered. That's V'chachma. V'chachma.
Oh, Chachma, wisdom.
Yeah.
The His Kana, age. Hold on a second,
I
yes.
don't see any newspaper.
I didn't see it either.
Oh.
The Hashiva, satisfaction. That's it. That's the 7.
Right. And then we have Bunim. Bunim are like sort of a different type of a category. Bunim.
Children.
Yeah.
That's like a benefit.
That's like I don't know if you call it a spin benefit. I'm not sure how you refer to it. Bunim. We'll have to see. We're going to see in the morale how he deals with each one of these categories. Yeah. Okay. So now where we'll pick up will be as follows. Let's see here. Actually, he brings with the questions. Let's start with paragraph 20. He brings down the questions based on the statement of this brisa.
Okay. Hanoi, the Hakoach, the Ha'osher, Kule. So that's beauty, strength, and wealth, etc. Yesh lishol lama amar be'elu zayin midos she'elu na'im l'tzadikim. There is to ask, why do we say these 7 characteristics that they are appropriate to righteous people?
I mean, why should it be that these 7 characteristics are apropos to specifically to the tzaddikim?
Habet, halo lo hevi raya el haosher ve'el hachachama. The second question, is it not that why do they not bring a proof for wealth and wisdom?
Right, within the seven things that are listed here, so five of the seven there were proofs brought to them, right?
Right,
But to these two, Osher v'Chochma seems to be lacking in a proof. So let me point that out to you. We'll see how that matches. Good morning, Mayor. How are you?
Morning, Baruch Hashem. Little confusing morning, but I finally made it here.
Okay,
Welcome,
good to see you.
Mayor.
Thank you.
So if you if you notice, going back, if you're looking on your document on your screen, you see the paragraphs, the line numbers 12 through 16, right? 12 through 16.
right,
Each one, they're all psukim from Mishlei, right?
right,
Right.
So you have 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. That's only five. That's only five psukim which were referenced to bring proofs of the seven categories. So two of the seven categories don't have any proof brought to them. Yes? So that's what the Maharal is explaining over here. He's explaining that, in fact, only five of the seven have been provided with proofs, and Osher v'Chachma have not. So we have to understand why Osher and Chachma have not had any proof brought to cite their listing here. Okay, so hopefully we'll get answers to all these things.
but it seems to me, Rabbi, that number 13 is Osher.
And number 13 could be Osher. Oteres Chachamim Osram. Okay, so it could be. So I have to see. We're going to see how the Maharal learns these psukim, because we see Chachma also, right? Oteres Chachamim Osram. So that could be Oteres Chachamim Osram. That's their wealth. Okay, we have to see. We questioned that originally yesterday. Osram, was that something in terms of physical wealth, or was that something which was more spiritual understood to be wealth? We'll see.
Right. V'od mashna na'er l'tzadikim v'na'er le'olam eich davar ze na'er le'olam ki ma yanai ha'olam bazeh. So furthermore, what is the difference between the righteous? What is not
Yeah. Oh, the tzaddikim v'na'la olam. What? These two things are listed separately, so there must be a difference between the two.
what's the word na'eh?
So that's the whole. Look on your line number 11. That was the end of the statement, right? All these things, na letzadikim v'na la'olam, right?
Favorable.
So
Now
that's the. Excuse me.
I have favorable.
Yeah, that actually yeah, if it's favorable, it's yeah. I'm looking for a better word than that. No, no, no. What do you think, Mary? What do you have a better word for no?
I don't think so. I always thought like Na'eh was beautiful or something, pretty, whatever, but it doesn't fit here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to
Right.
think of prayers. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
And I totally get the question, this mashna. What's the difference between favorable to the righteous and favorable to the world?
Right. That meaning it's it seems to be specific. Meaning, I think the question could be if it's nala oilam, right?
Yeah,
It's if it's not to the whole world. So certainly the tzaddikim are concluded in the world, right?
right.
Right,
So what's the specific mention? It's nala tzaddikim. Now, if they're included in what's nala oilam, so they're already been included in that. There must be some difference between them, right?
right, right. Okay, that's the question.
I think that's in the question. Yeah.
Davar, how is this uh favorable to the world since uh when what uh uh what is Yehane?
That I'm not sure. What the question again, Lou?
The last word on the line, Ma Yehane.
Yeah, that's from the Ma Yehane Ba'olam is it? What's that's from the word Hana. What's the benefit of the world in this? The fact that Eik Daber Zeh Noah La'olam. So how is it? First of all, you have to understand how is this thing how is it that it's Noah for the oilam, and what is the benefit of the world in this? Yeah.
Yeah. Va'od Ma.
I just want to point out, I'm doing a search here. This word "no" does not appear in Tanakh. In all of Tanakh, it does not appear. It's not a Hebrew word.
Oh, really? Huh.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know if you have a concordance. You have a concordance nearby.
Oh, yeah. Let me take a look.
What about, was that word that you were looking for? What about amenable?
Mhm. That's a good word.
Could be.
Because amenable
That's a
means
good
you
word.
agree with it and you quite like it. I think.
Could be.
Mhm.
Okay, a concordance. So not Let's see what the story is with this. Oh, no, it does have it. Oh, hold it. That's chet. Okay, hold on.
Comes up in the ah. You know what? There's another Mishnah. There was a couple of Mishnahs. He had this. Okay, that's good. Oh, we can correspond to something here. One second.
Yeah,
If you look in, yeah.
concordance. It is in it. A lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
definition, a lot of sources. Yeah. It says and it's fits a modern Hebrew too. It says suited, becoming, handsome.
Suited.
Yeah, suited might be a good word actually for it. I mean, in the dictionary, it
Where's
said
where?
fine, good looking, I don't know, forget what else it said.
We had there's a Mishnah in the third parak of Avos. If you want to reference back to the third third parak in Avos, it's in my listings. It's Mishnah Zion.
Read Zion.
Oh,
Okay.
man no ilan zeh. Man no nir zeh. How beautiful. Noah is like beautiful. But it brings down sources in Tanakh where it's listed.
Well, it has a reference to Vayikra 17:26. Let's see what else. Devarim 32:19. Let's see what else. Something about Yaakov in Exodus, looks like 15:2. Aginio tav tovcho shel v'chulei. Let's see.
Let's see. Hold on.
I mean, I do also have some, I guess, Gemaras too here.
Where's
Then,
what was the pasuk in Shmos?
okay, hold on 1 second. It says Exodus 15:2. As the otav, which I guess is the plural, maybe.
on
I don't have my Exodus here. Hold on.
15:2. 15:2.
That's what it says in this. Let me see if I can find it. 15:2. Oh, this is a Shir Shel Yam. I don't see it.
That's in Shmos.
Yeah, it's in the Shir Shel Yam, but I don't know. This concordance says it's there. Agid ne'otav the tovacho shel. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a reference to the Anvehu. It must be like a cinnamon or something.
Yeah, on Vehu, right there on Vehu.
Yeah. So maybe
Okay.
that's na'eh. The Anvehu is a similar word. Okay, so hold on a second. Let's see what else they had here. I'm going to check out Devarim, if I can find my Devarim. I mean, it might be in this concordance that they just have similar, words that have similar meanings. Okay,
Right.
32:19. Let me just quickly check that. 32. That's in Ha'azinu, which is a poetic 32:19.
Yeah.
I don't see it there either.
Right.
Latish,
They-
Hashem.
Translated beautiful. The translator is beautiful, and that was in the Mishnah in the third parak of Avos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me try. I'm going through all my Chumashim here, Vayikra. Let's see if it's in there. Vayikra 18:26. Let's see what's there. (18:26) Ushmatem et chukotai mishpatai v'lo ta'asu mikol hatoavot ha'ela ezrak v'aged hagar. That's, I don't understand. I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe not itself is not in the Chumash.
All right. No, look, so
I mean, they seem to have a lot of references, but I don't know.
okay, well, let's leave it there. So and seems to like here, when we're in the third parak, the Mishnah uses the word Noah in reference to saying how beautiful a tree is, right? But here, Noah la'olam, it's like you don't say something's beautiful for the world or beautiful for the tzaddikim. It's a different usage over here.
Uh-huh.
Noah's like pleasant. I think it's like pleasant.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah. You like that word, Roy? Is that a nice word for you? Pleasant?
Yeah. It's a pleasant word. It's fine. What are you trying to say in several words? Can you describe what you want to say?
Well, here, if you look, the Mishnah, the Brisa says over here, right? You see there on your screen with the bold line number 11, right?
Yeah, no, El Tzadikim El Yolam. Yes.
Right. So it said all these things, all these seven things, Hanoi, V'Koyach, V'Oisher, V'Kavod, V'Chachma, V'Zakenim, V'Zikna, V'Aseva, V'Banim, Noah L'Tzadikim, and Noah L'Olam. So I would say these things are, you don't say these things are beautiful for tzaddikim, beautiful for the world, right? You don't see, let's say if,
enhancements.
excuse me?
Enhancement.
I don't say that again, right? I didn't hear.
Enhancement. Enhancements.
Enhancement could and maybe enhancements.
Okay, let's see.
When you go into Tiffany's and you find a nice diamond, and you say, "Oh, this is Nola Ishti. This is nice for my wife, right? This diamond is nice for my wife." So you can say that, like, Chachma is nice for the tzaddikim and it's nice for the world. Kavod is nice for the tzaddikim and nice for the world.
Well, the word suited fits in here also.
Which word again? I didn't hear. I'm sorry.
This diamond is suited for my wife. It's
Right. That's good. Yeah.
Suited for the tzaddikim, it's suited for the world.
But it doesn't give the idea of it enhancing or sort of, it might be suitable, but it doesn't give the idea of well, sort of kind of a beauty or something like,
It doesn't necessarily have to be. It doesn't necessarily have to be beauty.
Yeah. But something. All right. Anyway.
Like a person like, let's say he wants to, on Purim, he wants to dress up as a, I don't know, a fireman. He wants to be a fireman on Purim, right? So he's looking here, he's looking there, and finally finds a nice hat. He says, this hat this hat is suited for my Purim costume, right? This hat is suited to my whatever. Person has a collection of, he has a collection of stamps, or he has a collection of who knows what. This stamp is my team. You see, my team is like, it's like my team is like, it matches, it fits in, right? Here's a little bit different. Nola tzaddikim u'nola oilam. Have to figure out what that means exactly.
Well, if in this context, that the hat is suited to the costume, there is a connotation of enhancement.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it definitely adds to the whole costume. Now, even if he has the hat, he has the red, he has got everything. But then he finds some type of a badge, a fireman's badge, right? So this is really, this really tops off, so to speak, the whole costume.
Right.
What would you say? What is it? What, when you say something tops off, what does that mean exactly? Something tops off the thing that,
Finishing touch.
excuse me?
Finishing touch.
Okay. So we'll have to try and see if we can find a good working definition of this word no. As I say, it doesn't really, it's interesting. It doesn't show up in Tanakh.
Yeah.
Just wondering. Okay, in the meantime, let's maybe go ahead on.
V'od ma raya shehu no'er l'tzadikim dafka. Furthermore, what's the source that that it is suited to the righteous specifically?
Right, that's the point, that these things are seemingly exclusive. I mean, they're not, if it's for the oilam, it's not exclusively for the tzaddikim either.
Right.
So it's the specific addition of it being noah for the tzaddikim.
Uh-oh, where'd everybody go?
I'm here.
Okay, my screen went blank, but you're back. Thank you.
Okay.
V'yesh ka l'das she ratzalomar ki kol ha me'olos haim ro'im l'tzadikim. And there is for you to know that as to say, when all from the world, they are appropriate to the tzaddikim.
Then it says, okay, you should know, but it means to say, ki kol milas. But this is milas, not olam. All the milas, all these virtues, all these virtues, they're roying the tzaddikim. They're befitting the tzaddikim.
So, but that's still not vadai.
What do you mean?
Well, to say, in general, these are all appropriate is not the same as specifically saying, this one is appropriate to the tzaddikim.
Sorry, so may I repeat it? I didn't follow you completely, Lou. Say that again, please.
So the statement is that in general, these virtues are appropriate to the righteous. That's not the same as saying specifically this midah is appropriate to the righteous. That's a very different thing.
Well, okay, so again, the last statement that was made in paragraph number 20 there. The final question that's listed here is Ma raya shu nor letzadikim dafka. First of all, I'm not even sure I understand the question because it said it's nor la'olam and it's nor letzadikim, and the question was already asked. Well, what's the difference if it's nor letzadikim and it's nor la'olam? It's not to both, right?
Right.
So everyone's getting it. Everyone's getting the nor, whatever the nor is. Everyone's getting it. It's all these. Let's say we say these things are appropriate. Okay, let's just use the nor as being appropriate. Okay. It's befitting that all these things, osher, covered, all these things, they're appropriate. They're befitting for the tzaddikim. But if we already said it's befitting to the world, to the olam, it's that the tzaddikim that we said before, they're included in the olam as well, right? So what's the specificality of now mentioning it that it's specifically also no to the tzaddikim?
Right.
It's like saying air is necessary for life to exist, right? So I'll say air is necessary for life to exist, and it's also necessary for humans to exist. We already said everything in the first statement.
So I think if we look at the end of 20 and the beginning of 21 together as one sentence, furthermore, what is the source that it's fitting for the righteous specifically? There is for you to know that you could say that it's fitting for that they're all fitting for the righteous. So maybe you don't need to say specifically for the righteous.
And why is that? Why do you don't have to say it specifically fitting for the righteous? Why is that?
In your example, air is good for everybody, for everything. And then to say air is good for humans is kind of redundant.
Right, exactly. That's right. Mm-hmm.
So it's saying, why don't we have something that specifically points to the righteous? You could answer and say, well, the righteous are included in the broader category. Therefore, it would be redundant to have a specific reference to the righteous.
Right. So maybe it means that first line in paragraph number 21, yesh la dechadash sheretz lo ki kol hamaylas heim roim letzadikim. It could be maybe the emphasis is on all the milas. It could be that kol milas heim roim was meaning tzaddikim. All these seven things are roy, or suited and befitting the tzaddikim. Maybe it could be, maybe for the oilam, maybe these things singularly, or maybe a combination of them, could be at times appropriate and fitting for the oilam, but maybe not all of them all the time.
But the olam is included in 11. So whatever you're going to say about the tzaddikim, you should say about the olam also, no?
Not necessarily. The tzaddikim are obviously on a higher level of the general population. Let's say the oilam is the general populace. The tzaddikim obviously in a higher level than the general populace. So if all these seven things are definitely befitting for the general populace, right? But that's not to say that all of them together are befitting for the whole olam, for the whole general populace. You can only say that they're all of these together are befitting, are suited for the tzaddikim. That you can say. But to say that all seven things together, all at once, are suited and befitting for the whole general populace, so maybe that's not what it means. Maybe it means that all seven things are suited and befitting the tzaddikim together. All those seven things together are suited for the tzaddikim. And you should know that combinations of these things, or at certain times, all these things would be beneficial or benefiting or suited for the general population. But not that the whole general population is befitting all these things all the time. But for tzaddikim, all of them all the time. Maybe that's what it means.
I don't know, Rabbi. That's difficult for me to read into this sentence. It says the olam. That vav, the and, seems to imply that it's an equivalence.
Well, I mean, it says nor letzadikim v'nor le'olam, right? So again, you have your question. The question is very strong. If it's, first of all, the tzaddikim are listed first, right? Nor letzadikim, right? V'nor le'olam. So the real question is, if it's nor letzadikim, meaning if these things are appropriate for these specific people, right? So what's the mention now of the oilam? I mean, I'm going to use the oilam as general population, right? The general populace, right? So, I'll use another example, right? Another example. If knives, swords, guns, and hand grenades are suited for the soldiers, right? They're also suited for the general population. So for the soldiers got to have all those things. For a soldier, he's got to have all those things. The general population, so from time to time, in certain situations, this will be suited for the general population, that'll be suited for the general population. And I think that's what's being said over here in the beginning of paragraph number 21, right? It says, Yesh lechadas, there is for you to know, Sherot Salome, it means to say, he's emphasizing, Kol Amaylas Haim, Roim L'Tzadukim. All these virtues are befitting or suited for the tzaddikim. Okay, I'll give you another example, right? If uh, for a hammer, a saw, a chisel, awl, and a bandsaw are appropriate for a carpenter, right? And they're also appropriate for the general population, right? So for a carpenter to be a carpenter, he's got to have all those things, right?
Right.
If Roy, you want to do a little bit of a work around the house, so you've got this tool, you've got that tool, but you don't have all the tools, right? I'm not sure you have Roy. Do you have a plane in your house? You know what a plane is. You have a plane in your tool kit in the house.
I think so. Used to.
You have a plane.
Used to. I'm not too sure if it's still around.
In the old days.
My father Sholem was a carpenter.
So there you go. But if you were a carpenter, you would definitely have a plane, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But I mean, I don't have a plane. I have a hammer. I have a saw, right? But that doesn't. But I'm not a carpenter. Carpenter, to be a carpenter, he's got to have all those things, right?
Correct.
So maybe that's what it means. Do you like that, Lou? Is it coming a little bit more clear now?
Yeah, I'm just trying to go back and forth between the three points here.
Right.
So what you just said makes 11 make a little bit more sense. V'no'eh lo'olam, and appropriate to the general population, although not necessarily all of them together are required. I hear that. And then why don't we see something specifically about the righteous? Because they're all pertinent to the righteous.
The righteous people are different from the general population, because they've got a different way of life. So they need all those qualities. If they don't have them, then they're not righteous. There you are. If they don't have them, they're not righteous. If the general population doesn't have them, they're still the general population.
Right. Oh, very good. It's like professionals and amateurs. You have I don't know. I'm trying to think. You have amateur fisherman, right? You have amateur fisherman. So he's got and he could be he's got a lot of stuff. But you have a professional fisherman, like he's got to have everything going there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got it. It just clicked. You can't say specifically that a carpenter needs a plane, or you can't say specifically that a plane is appropriate to a carpenter, more so than anybody else. Why not? Because the thing that makes the plane more appropriate for the carpenter is that it's included in the full set of tools that the carpenter needs.
Oh,
So
right.
it's
That's
the
right.
fullness of the set that is the specific, so to speak, attribute of the plane.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Very good. That's great. That's very good.
Right. Yep. I think you
Oh,
saw.
very good. Okay, so that's coming clear. So again, let's just try and restate this again. Anyone want to take a try and restate what the apparent intention of this is here?
Uh, Can you read it again straight out as it is, and then
Yeah, let me, yeah. So it says that, says I'll tell you,
you just
over
read out
here.
the sentence, and then
Right, you
yeah,
see, you
read
see
it
what,
up.
you see what's bolded, you see what's bolded on the screen?
Yes.
One sec. Okay, va'od. Ma'ishna nola tzadikim v'nola oilim. What's the difference between what's appropriate for the tzaddikim and that which is appropriate for the general population? Eich davar zen nola oilim. How is this thing which is appropriate for the general population? Ki ma yineh ha'olam hazeh. How is the general population gaining from this? Va'od ma ra'yeshu nola tzadikim dafka. And how do you see proof that it is nola tzadikim specifically? Right? I mean, why are these things singled out to be nola tzadikim when it's been stated that it's also nola oilam? Right? So basically, as we said, you're dealing with professionals, you're dealing with amateurs. So tzaddikim, those are professional Ovdei Hashem, right? Tzaddikim, they're professional Ovdei Hashem. That's their life, that's their business, that's what they're in this world for. They're professional Ovdei Hashem. Everybody in the Jewish population, and even in the general human population, has to be an Ovdei Hashem. They have to serve Hashem, but not everyone's on that level that they're professional servants of a Kadosh Baruch, right? So you have all these these 7 different things which are absolutely necessary and suited and befitting and required of tzaddikim, right? And all of them have to be there, meaning just like a carpenter's got to have a full set of tools. And if he doesn't, he's not going to be able to do his job properly, and he won't properly be called a carpenter. So likewise, for the general population, it's not necessary that they have all these things constantly together, but nevertheless, at certain times, all these things are certainly appropriate and necessary for the general population. Okay, I think that's good.
Good, Rabbi.
Phew.
Say that again. I lost my audio for a moment.
I said straight be your strength, Rabbi.
Bez Hashem, thank you. Otherwise, Bez Hashem, that's what it means here. Okay, let's continue on. In the middle of the first line on paragraph number 21.
It's getting pretty late.
Oh wow, we are late. Wow. Okay, that went pretty okay, but we made a lot of progress today. That was very good. Okay, we'll stop here for the next year. Okay, fine. Roy, have a good afternoon. Hope to see you tomorrow of Shabbos, Mitzvah Shem.